It would be so dumb not to have a little bit of hours on Fridays in a chiro office. Like all the chiros here are closed on Friday. All of them. And I was like one of the only ones over in my area that was open. So I cleaned house. I'd have patients come in Friday. Like we'd have 3 new patient schedules for Friday, but at the end of Friday, then we opened up it was 9 on the door, but we started seeing patients at 8:15. And so 8:15 to 12, 3 or 4 other ones scheduled, and then they'd come in, and because it was the weekend, I would just tell them, hey, I usually have you come back a second day to go over recommendations and then start your plan. I can just go over that today, and we can start right now if you want. And then I'd have patients inside the door prepaying several $1,000s, and they had only been in the office 10 or 15 minutes. And I'm not saying that that's because I'm some genius. It's just because I tailored my practice to what the market wants.
Right.
And it paid off.
I mean, you could have thousands of chiropractors all in the same area, and if they're all off Friday, you're a category of 1 if you're open on Friday. You're competing with no one.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
That's an advantage.
House on Friday, it was just like it was balls out. The floodgates were open. Like just get through it because it was just people all over. It was my biggest day for new patients, and that's because most other guys were closed on Fridays, and I was like, enjoy your 3 extra hours that you get that I don't, while I hit 10 or 15 grand in those 3 hours. Enjoy it. Enjoy the sleeping in an extra hour and then watching cartoons. Like, have fun, right? I'm going to go ahead and just go work those 3 hours and put another several $100,000 on my bottom line, and that's where the laziness, comes in. It's like, well, I want Fridays off. Okay, well, that's why I tell chiropractors all the time. You have to decide what you want. You want Fridays off? Are you okay taking your income down? Yep. Cool. Perfect. I want this amount off. Okay. Are you cool? I want Tuesday mornings off. Fine. Are you okay seeing 75 people in 3 hours from 3 to 6 on Tuesday afternoon? No. Okay. Well, then stay open and spread it out. So that's what coaches aren't teaching. Coaches are, here's how it is. Here's the schedule. Here's the script. Here's this. Go do it. I take a more personal approach and go, what do you want, Kraig? Now let's design that. And then I'll poke the holes and the flaws in what you want if you think it's going to get you somewhere that it's not. All right. And then you can change your mind, or we can tailor it up. And that's what people are realizing. And that's why I already have 25 clients, and I don't even have a website yet. It's because people realize the way I'm doing stuff and already getting, several referrals. And that's the way they're doing things. I'll plug that in here real quick. I am doing it in groups of 20. I've only decided to take 60 clients, and I'm doing it in groups of 20. I did my first 20 until stuff was released. My website's just about done. They're taking forever to do it and load it up. My website's about done. My next 20 are going to be more expensive. And then once we're really rolling, I'm rolling out my first in-house training here in Rogers in November. It will be free to come to for clients. It'll be a small fee for people that aren't clients. And we're going to do a very high level training right in the office I used to work at or own. And we're starting to roll that out. And then once all that's rolling and we've got 20 spots left, those last 20 are going to be the most expensive. So I'm doing it in increments as we get more perceived value from the community of chiropractors. Like right now, I'm the new guy on the block. I got to prove myself. People think I say mean stuff. I gotta show how I'm different. So like I have to charge a little bit less right now. Well, now I've got a book of clients. I could just stick with these 25 right now and not see any more. And it's kind of fun and keep it really, really high level. And I talk to them all almost every day. Then I get another 20. It's more expensive because now I'm starting to get a little bit of reputation, a little bit of a buzz about me. Then I've got 40, 50 clients. And we're just cranking it and doing really high level trainings and seminars. I take my last 20 at an even higher rate. And then if you want to talk to me after that, it's going to be something very, very expensive at that point, well over $1,000 a month, just because we won't have the room and the value will have grown.
So if you guys are listening to what he just said, I'm going to use that as a quick segue
Yeah, go ahead, man.
to hopefully provide every chiropractor that listens to this a little bit of value, because I've already seen some of his content and how he thinks about this, and I want everybody to hear this. Break that down on new patient offers and how much they get in their way there. Because I'm a big believer in competing on value instead of price, but I think you have some additional things to go along with that
Sure.
that are helpful.
So yeah, I take the complete opposite approach to the new patient special. I include the adjustment. That's what you're talking about, right?
Including of the adjustment, how you set your pricing.
You're talking about the new patient special, though, specifically, right?
Correct.
All
Yep.
Right. So now this came from trial and error with 4 different marketing companies, and this idea did not come from me, right? This came from my ad guy, who I'm really tied in with and married to. It was taught to me, but I implemented it. But what I advise my clients to do is to run an ad that is extremely competitive. Basically, you log on the ad thing. I forgot what it's called. The ad, not the ad center, but where
ad library.
Ad library, where you can see everybody's ads, and then you look at everybody's and you make yours cheaper, and then you include the adjustment, because everybody else's ads, and this is why me and Kraig get along really, really well, because we have a lot of things that we think completely different on, but we're open to listening. Well, why do you do it that way? And Warren, why do you do it this way? And I think that's how everybody needs to be. But what I am really big on is being very competitive. And that's why my Facebook ads, they were so simple. There was nothing fancy about them, little picture, but because there was no other ad that was $19 that included the adjustment anywhere. Oh my gosh. I literally had to shut it off all the time, because it was just, we were just getting flooded. And there was months that we did 60K just from that Facebook ad, because I could convert them now. And so what I think the bridge you're wanting me to make is, you got to give to get, right? And so I'm willing to do that first little bit for a little money, because I'm playing the long game with patients. I want patients to come see me forever. So that's what I'm doing with my consultant. I'll do your first call for free, no obligation. I'm not going to look you in the eye when we're done and say, what would you like to do? What works best for you? You want to prepay, make payments? Here's what I can do, man. You can roll or not. And if you want to roll, you got to let me know within 24 hours. That's all I ask, That's the way I do things. I believe in providing value, and then in return, you'll get commitment because if you've provided the value and proved yourself. And there's so many coaching companies out there that I have to, most of them burn their clients, burn for money, overpromise, underdeliver. That if I just do a little good, it's easy. It's easy to clean house in this demographic of people, because there's not that many people that are doing a good job. So I think that's what you're getting at, is giving to get, and I do a more of aggressive approach, but I also do the approach was like, well, I'll prove to you how good I am a chiropractor, and I don't mind for doing it that little money. Now, the other thing is the way the math works out on that. Okay. If you're a practice that's doing anything, and we take a $40 ad, and we take a $19 ad, okay, there's a $21 difference. I see X amount of patients, you see X amount of patients. If we take the difference of that, it's only a few $100 difference. And at the end of the day, it doesn't change your bottom line. I actually probably put more on the bottom line, because I was willing to filter through more tire kickers, more people that didn't want it, more people that couldn't afford it, because I got more leads. I'm so good at closing people and showing them that I can fix them, that I want to show it to everybody, even the ones that can't afford it, because then the ones that can't afford it are going to go out and talk about how awesome I am. So I'm willing to do a new patient thing for way, way cheap, because I know at the end of the day, I'm so good at what I do that people are going to go and say good things about me. And that's why it translates into the consulting. We do your initial coaching call, and they're 30 minutes. I usually, how much I get on rants, they usually end up being an hour, maybe longer. And I'm usually, instead of telling people what I can do, I'm usually giving them tips for free. And I need to stop doing that. But if you leave that call and you decide not to work with me, you still know I got the answer. And if I can take an hour and show a chiro something and provide them value, and they don't start, I guarantee they're still going to say Warren knows what he's talking about.